Community management processes for Web3 blockchain companies. Business alignment. What is your primary objective? What company outcome do you want from building this community? Knowing your goal is the absolute first thing you need to do for any community campaign or platform. This might be obvious. You might work toward an ICO, or you've already had your sale and now want active participation and contribution from your community. You might want to collect feedback and insights from the community to guide your product. Some communities focus on helping members get answers to their technical questions. 2. Member alignment. Who are your members and what motivates them to contribute? The next step in crypto community management is to get to know your members. I mean, really get to know them. You'll find your community is made up of many different types of members who each contribute in different ways. Some are more passive. Some are super invested. Some prefer talking online, some offline. Build relationship and connect with them accordingly. 3. Positioning. What is the vision and values that will guide your community? A community without a vision lacks a destination. A community without values has no compass. Both will leave you lost. You must set a clear why for your crypto community members to buy into. This will serve as your and their North Star. It's a reminder of why they should contribute and what everyone is working toward. And it gives them the language they need to convince others to join the movement. 4. Experience. How will your members participate in the community, and what are your community guidelines? Now that you know why your crypto community exists and who your members are, you can plan the experience you want your members to have. To plan your experience, you should define: who are the member types in your community? Refer to number 2. Where are they participating? What actions are they taking? What guidelines exist to guide their actions? Each level of identity in your community will experience it in a different way. One of those differences might be where people are participating. Discord, Telegram, Reddit, events, Twitter, email, Facebook, write them down. This will inform you of your community's scope and all its different touchpoints. Then, record all the different ways people can participate in your crypto community. There's posting in these groups, investing money, recommending it to others, attending an event, writing code, etc. This will outline all the different activities that your members engage in, and you'll identify some of the roles that members can take on. 5. Content and programming. What content will you create for your community? What rituals will you have? How will you bring members together? Now that you know all the spaces, roles, and activities that your members engage with, you can craft your content plan. Content can be anything that you create for your community. List out all the content you'll create: progress updates, events, questions to prompt discussion in the community, articles, videos, etc. A few things you can include in your content plan. Onboarding: how do you welcome and bring people into your community, and what requirements do you have of new members? Do you want them to fill out a form or contribute in some way? What first actions should they take? Rituals: what content are you creating daily, weekly, monthly, and annually? Offline: how will you connect people in the real world? Education: what content will you create to help members learn and grow? What experts will you bring in? Updates: what updates about your project will you share with the community regularly? Website: what information does your community regularly need that you can make easily accessible on your website? 6. Measurement. What metrics will you track and review to ensure the community is healthy and objectives are being accomplished? We break down a community measurement strategy into 3 levels. 1. Content and programming: the results of the specific email you send, the event you host, the post in the community, etc. 2. Community engagement: the rate that members are coming to your community, posting, commenting, liking, and reading. 3. Business objective: the metrics associated with the objective you set in step 1. For content and programming, you must look at each piece of content you create, whether it's a post, an email, an event, whatever, and track them over time so you can improve. For community engagement, what metrics will tell you if your community activity is growing or shrinking? As a simple starting point for an online community, you can look at login and activity, post, respond, like, rates for the previous 7 and 30 days, tracked daily and reported weekly. For business objective, what metrics will validate that you are achieving your objective? This could be money invested, feedback submitted, code shipped, etc. Should be pretty easy for you to track. 7. Team. Who will be responsible for managing, responding to, moderating, and growing the community? There are way too many crypto projects running massive groups without any dedicated community management teams, like community builders, engagers, moderators, admins, and many more. You can hire for junior-level community positions from your community. They'll know your product and the audience well because they've been participating in the community. But they won't have the community strategy chops and will struggle to juggle all the different platforms, plan ahead, manage conflict effectively, etc. So you'll either need to train them or hire an experienced community professional. 8. Communications. What channels will you use to communicate with the community, and how will the community communicate with you? The community will want to get in touch with your team. Do you have a clear method for this? It can be as simple as a hashtag support channel in Discord. Do you want them to message you directly? Make sure that's clear for your community. You should also define exactly how you'll communicate with your community. Where will you share your updates and how often? The best projects do this on a weekly basis. Where will you post announcements? How will you communicate changes? What will you do in times of crises? What's your process? Trust is built on good communication. And communities are built on trust. Be transparent and accessible. Communicate consistently. Write down what information you need to communicate, how often, and what channels you'll use to communicate that information with your team and your community. 9. Budget. What expenses are in your community program, tools, staff, content, events, swag? Community can be low cost, but there will be costs. Start simple in the early days. You can use plenty of free tools like Telegram and Discord. You don't need a massive team or expensive tools. But if you're planning to running a large-scale crypto community, defining all the tools, management, staff, content, and events you'll need to make it run will make sure you're spending wisely. It can add up quick. Hopefully, this planning framework helps you wrap your head around what your crypto community will look like, where you have flaws in your strategy, and how to move forward confidently into community management. We just scratched the surface here. And there are a whole lot of frameworks and models we offer to help with things like community engagement, mapping member journeys, understanding the community lifecycle, and more.